Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dropship Tyler here, and I am here for another live Wednesday Q&A. I do this every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I have someone joining me tonight who was one of the first people that I actually interacted with when it came to eBay dropshipping. I met him in the David Vu course. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But I want to let you guys know that I recently did a 2018 Amazon income report, and that video is in the description. There's a link to the description below. It's pretty cool to actually see the numbers and the breakdowns and all of that for those of you guys that are getting interested in Amazon dropshipping. And then I also want to give a huge shout out to the 4 people that made it on the Super Chat Post-it note board. This is something new I'm doing for those of you guys that didn't join last live. We are gonna start. If you want ad space, basically, you leave a super chat, and if you're one of the top 4 people that left a super chat, then you're gonna get your name here. You're gonna get shout outs throughout the live. I always give super chats to Paul J. Lipsky's channel, No BS Dropshipping. I've given them on other random channels before, so. I've given a couple to Rake and Profit, but I love giving them. And it's a great way to, have your comment highlighted if you want us to answer it. So I got to give a shout out to Dropshipping is a Way of Life. They have a dropshipping channel. Go check that out. Ty Nguyen, who also has a big dropshipping channel. David D'Agostino, who watches the lives very regularly. And I appreciate your support, David. And then we have Lulu Roselles. And then what's interesting about Lulu Roselles is when he came in, his super chat was actually to Paul J. Lipsky, this was his channel or something. This is Dropship Tyler's channel, but thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. All right, so now, without any farther ado, I want to introduce a good friend of mine. And like I said, somebody who really, I say this about a lot of people, but it's true because my network is, everything. And I probably wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't meet this person because of the fact that you need somebody to be able to keep you accountable. And, yeah. But anyway, I'm just going to get into it. And here he is. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
And Jeremy, so tell us a little bit about yourself and I guess just oh, by the way, guys, Jeremy's channel is in the link description below. He talks about Amazon dropshipping as well as eBay dropshipping. But yeah, so check out his channel. Jeremy, what's up, man? Well, let's talk about the beginning of everything because I like to hear, everyone's story, and I'm sure everyone else does when, they get on these things. How'd you start? How'd you find the David Vu course? Just break it down for us.
Yeah, for sure. So in 2016, I had graduated from San Francisco State with a marketing degree, and I went to travel Asia for a little while before I came back to get a job. And while I was out there, I had gotten sick, so I was kind of inside for a while, and I was really just thinking, how can I stay out here in Asia and kind of just keep traveling around, because I met a lot of other foreigners out there and I thought they were just travelers, but a lot of them were actually doing online business. So on my downtime, I kind of just went online and did the typical thing that everybody does and just searched how to make money online. And the first thing I actually came across was Amazon FBA. So I had started that for a little while, and Amazon had done this thing where if you hadn't gotten a shipment in by the 4th quarter, you weren't able to sell. So I kind of put that on the back burner, and I tried to find something else that had a low startup cost. And from there, I think I was just doing some research on YouTube, and I heard someone mention eBay dropshipping. And I went on the podcast app and found David Vu did a podcast with a guy named Johnny FD. And they were he was just talking about the course and the success of the people in the course. And then from there, I pretty much just went on Udemy. I found the course and I seen that it was only $10. So I figured, why not just pick it up and try it out. It's not that big of an investment. And I know all you really needed to have was like a credit card with a little bit of money on it while you're in PayPal jail. And then just put in the work. And that was how I kind of got started.
That's cool, man. That's similar to me, trying to find ways to make money online. But do you remember when, I guess, so you were active in the chat, the David Vu chat, the forums, and so was I, so was Paul, so was John Leon, Joanne Ballou, like, the people. And what's funny is all those people are still around today, like all those people that got involved and were engaging with everybody. Do you remember like me reaching out to you and starting just like kind of talking to you?
Yeah, I do actually. Let's see. So I remember there was, I wasn't like getting very many sales. I had gotten like an initial amount of sales in the beginning when I started listing, but I kind of hit a lull and I couldn't really figure out what was going on. So I remember I had posted basically everything that I did up to that point on a Udemy post, and a couple people responded, but it was just basic information like keep listing more items, or, just do better titles or something like that. And I remember I had gotten like a random, either it was like a Facebook message or an email from you. And you're like, hey, what's up, man? I seen your post and the thing, like try a couple of these things out. And they were like more detailed ways of going about, getting more sales. So I think that's how we originally started talking. And then from there, we kind of just went back and forth and kind of talked back and forth on Facebook.
Yeah. Do you remember my FBA product you helped me out with?
Dude, I do.
So I had light up shoelaces, and my photo skills were absolutely terrible. So what's crazy at the time is Jeremy actually kind of traded skill sets with me, where I feel like, and I mean, I'm not trying to like sound like I was way ahead of you, because obviously we weren't that great at dropshipping at the time, but I think like there were some things that I was doing, maybe like you said, that I could help you with. And then it was like I traded your photo skills, and you took pictures of my FBA product. You made a video of my FBA product, and you sent that back to me. So like that's one of the things that's like I preach to people is provide value to people, and they'll provide value back to you. So that was kind of how our relationship all started. Like we were just kind of talking about drop shipping. You helped me, I helped you. And we got into, which I've talked about a lot on the channel before, we got into the idea that we should have a competition on who can list more with the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting, because that's when I feel like that's when my business kind of took off. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but that was for sure probably 2 months, 3 months in.
Yeah. Just real quick to go back real quick. The whole like photography trade, it was interesting because I had a background in photography, and like you said, you really just needed help with some pictures, and you had started a couple months before me. So you were definitely a couple of steps ahead of me. And the things that you were telling me were, I mean, now to us, of course, are like basic things, but back then it was like monumental steps. And just being able to trade something, like some skill that you have, is like so useful. I still use that like tactic. It wasn't really a tactic back then, but I mean, being able to like trade some type of skill that you have for someone else's skill set is like a super important lesson.
But yeah, I totally agree. If you can offer value to somebody, and that's something that Gary Vee preaches like really hard. Like if you can offer, sorry, I had you like had it staying on you there, but if you can provide value to somebody, they'll provide you value back, and you don't even really have to ask for it. Like people are just like that. Like it's human nature. Someone does something nice for you, you do something nice for them. It all works out well. So yeah, really cool.
But yeah, getting into like the spreadsheet though, that's definitely, I think, I mean, we talked about it before, but once we started doing that like competition of like who can list more items in a day, I definitely noticed that was probably the quickest growth I've ever seen in my dropshipping business. Even to this day, it's like the amount of increase in sales in just that short period of time where we were doing the spreadsheet was just like so fast. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. And then I remembered, I think I looked back at the spreadsheet the other day actually, and I think on like the 20th day I hired a VA, and my listings I think we stopped doing it because my VA was just like crushing it so hard that there was no point anymore. But you waited a little while to hire a VA, didn't you?
Right. Yeah. I think I waited a couple months after that for me to hire a VA. But yeah, I remember you hired the VA and you were still doing listings at the time too. So you basically were just like doubling what you did before. And then I think after that, I seen like kind of your progress in that. And then I hired a VA a couple months after. And then, I was able to scale up faster that way too.
Yeah, definitely. So you're a full-time dropshipper. You live in Thailand most of the year,
Yeah.
and you're just at your parents' house right now, correct? Back for the holidays?
Yep, back in the Bay Area, San Francisco area, back for about a month, and then I'm gonna head back to Chiang Mai, where I have my apartment and everything, and just keep kind of living that traveling abroad lifestyle.
Yeah, but it is, even though you're traveling, would you say you're actually spending less money than if you were here, even though you're like doing the traveling, or is it kind of equal?
Yeah, so this is kind of something I was thinking about talking to you about. Now I would say I spend less money out there, but definitely when I kind of first got there and I first started seeing success with my store, I would just basically go and travel and basically spend as much as I would if I was here in San Francisco. So I wasn't saving any money, but I've kind of got that travel bug out of me for now, and I'm definitely spending like less money and kind of being more conservative and kind of just trying to plant down and work more often, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably hard when you're in a new place and you like want to explore. It's probably hard to actually
Yeah.
grow your business like you want to, but it makes sense now that you know you're experienced living over there. And yeah, and it's probably, I mean, would you say it's a good work environment?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, once you're able to like discipline yourself and you have that discipline, you can. I think it's a lot more effective than being here in the U.S. Because you're able to. You don't have to spend money on things, and everything there is like really convenient. Wi-Fi is never a problem, so it is like an amazing work environment. And there's lots of entrepreneurs too. Like I know one thing I didn't like about when I was in San Francisco is the fact that you had to contact people on like Facebook and then or email them or just find people online to mastermind with and talk with, whereas there I can kind of just go to like a co-working space and like walk up to someone and be like, hey, what's up, what do you do? And then a couple months later you guys are like best friends and just like working on business things. And it's just such a good work environment for like solo entrepreneurs like us.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Because of the title of this video is like how the importance of accountability partners. I want to kind of bring something back to when you were talking about, you were just posting on the forums and we kind of connected there. Did you ever consider maybe like, I don't know if you never were going to give up on drop shipping, but you were definitely, I mean, were you ever like annoyed to the point and then finding the accountability partner? Like, I guess just, could you just talk a little bit about why you think it's important that you met some people that actually drop shipped and started talking with people online? Because I mean, Paul J. Lipsky was one of the people as well, right? And then
Yeah.
I believe, did you talk to John for a little bit too?
Yep.
Maybe?
I think John was actually the first person that I reached out to because I seen that he was actually he's from San Francisco. So I just reached out to him. He mentioned that in the video and I was like, oh, damn, he's super close. Maybe I could just like talk to him, meet up with him. And he gave me a lot of good advice in the beginning. And then I think after I met you is when I think we both did. We started like networking a lot more. We seen the benefit that came from like just talking to one person. Like the rate which our business grew was just so fast. It's like, man, now we need to like branch out and start talking to other people. But yeah, so what was the question?
The question was, I mean, how important do you think it is to network with people, or yeah, to network and find that accountability partner? And I guess, what's your recommendation for somebody who wants an accountability partner and wants to find somebody who kind of is on, maybe their level or close to it, to where you guys can bounce like, if you're like just starting off, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I think it's like super important. I mean, I have another accountability partner now who he doesn't do drop shipping. He actually does like FBA and a couple other things. But I was actually thinking about that earlier. And I think when you're first starting off, you really want to find someone that's doing the exact same thing as you. Like almost like I remember me and you were pretty much using like the same sources. and we were like around the same level. I think that was really important that we were so close in skill level and we did the exact same thing. I think a lot of people will find like accountability partners that aren't doing the same thing. And when you try to explain to them what it is you want to accomplish, they kind of just go like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, nice. That's what's up. But if you're with somebody who's doing the exact same thing as you, they can relate and they could actually give you like suggestions on how to improve. And I mean, even when we started like being accountability partners, I remember if I would find something out, I would just tell you. And then whenever you found something out, you would tell me. And it would just be this tennis, like back and forth of us learning. And it kind of cut the learning curve down. And then I think when you're a little more established, you can kind of find accountability partners who don't need to know your specifics of your business. They just need to kind of be there to push you and like get you to make sure you kind of like stay on track to those goals.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because if you have, I guess once you know what you need to do and what you need to work on, and I mean, eBay dropshipping is very simple. Like it's easy to be an expert at it once you find the right way to like learn all this stuff. And once you have learned the majority of it, it's easy to, I guess, stay in touch with what's going on on eBay and kind of know how to change your business in order to, counteract whatever eBay is doing, right? I mean, obviously the flagging sucks that's going on right now, but I have been able to grow the past few months now. It took me some time, but I did learn a way. So it's just like once you know how eBay works and the things you need to do, you don't really need somebody to kind of tell you anymore. I mean, it's still good. We talk about eBay strategy still every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say like the majority of the people that I still talk to about business are people who do eBay or Amazon dropshipping, right? So it's still the people that are doing the same thing as me. But as far as like accountability, I have like other friends who are in different niches or in different types of businesses that I talk to. But yeah, I think in the beginning though, it's super important to find someone that's like same level as you, almost even like same, like even if you were able to find someone that you can go hang out with in person, I think that would even be more beneficial.
Yeah, for sure. And I've actually talked about this in another video where you don't necessarily want to surround yourself with too many people that are lower than you. Like, I guess what someone was saying, I've heard this saying before, if you're the smartest person in your friend group, then your friend group is too small. So it's like, you don't want to be the best dropshipper or the best at anything in your network really, or, whatever. But it is good to have people that are sort of on the come up, I guess. And, like you can help those people kind of pay it forward to those people, whoever helped you in your journey on like along your way. But then you want people on your same level. And then you also want to try to find people who are above you. And I feel like that's a good combination of, you don't want to spend too much time talking to the people below you, but if they have a question every once in a while, help them out. And it's like what we talked about with, giving someone value and then later on them giving their value back to you or whatever. But anyway, I've mentioned that in a video before, so I just wanted to get that out there. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that like I was actually helping someone in Chiang Mai start their store, and I was doing kind of like a trade-off where they're gonna help me with something like videos, and then I'm gonna help them with their dropshipping store, right? So just like the same thing that happened between me and you, it's like just because they don't know how to do dropshipping and they're below you and they need help, doesn't mean that they have some other type of thing that they can offer you. So I don't know. I think you could like work with people and see kind of what it is they can offer you, and then you can help them with drop shipping or whatever it may be.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. Talk a little bit about why you're in a closet right now.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding. He's in a room, but he's got a bunch of clothes hanging up behind him. Yeah.
So actually before I started drop shipping, I had found a guy named Rockstar Flipper. I don't know if have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've seen Rockstar Flipper.
Right. So Rockstar Flipper, he doesn't really like the dropshipping community, but Rockstar Flipper he's like a thrifting guy, right?
That's because they make more money than him, probably. Go ahead. He
has to go search for stuff, but he's basically like a thrifter, and he goes out and he finds Mostly like clothes. He'll go to like these Goodwill bins where you go search through the bins and you buy the items based off of like the weight of the items, right? So you're getting them extremely cheap. You'll get a t-shirt for maybe $1, if that. So that's basically what his channel's about. And I actually found him before I found dropshipping. So I had went out, me and my brother had gone out to one of the local bins here, and we were digging through the things, and we actually found like random items like jackets and shirts and hats and stuff. And we're like, whatever, like this whole big garbage bag is only about like $15. Let's bring it home and we'll try to sell it. And we listed all those items. We only had like 15, 20 items. And I think we had sold like 3 items within the first couple days. So we're like, and the profit margins were, I mean, we'd sell one for maybe $25, and then we bought it for $1, and then your fees are going to be like, $3. So you're making like $22 on a find like that, which is like insane margins. But of course the hassle is you got to go find it yourself. But anyways, my brother, he kind of liked that model, and he just went all in, and he goes to the bins a couple times a week. So that's why you see all these clothes here. He'll go find a bunch of items. He'll bring them back. He'll clean them up. He's into photography too. So he'll take like really cool pictures, and he sells on a platform called Depop, which is kind of like a Poshmark.
Nice. Does he have an accountability partner at all, or what? Or are you his accountability partner?
Kind of. So actually, his girlfriend got into it too. So they go together. So his girlfriend will be like, "Oh, let's go to the bins and get this done," and then my brother will be like, "All right, we got to get pictures done." So they're kind of like bouncing off back and forth. And again, like they're here together. So I think it works out pretty good for them.
That's awesome. That's really cool. It's something that I started trying to do, flipping, when I first started like trying to make money online. And I mean, it was just too much of a hassle to go to. I went to like one Goodwill and one other type of thrift store. I forgot the name of it. And I would go every day. And the only time I ever found anything to sell was the first day I went. And I made like $60 the first day I went. And then I went like 10 more times after that and never found anything.
Damn.
And I was just like beginner's luck. Like it was literally just beginner's luck. And so, but I also like, that's kind of around the same time that I found dropshipping, and I started doing those FBA products and all of that. So I kind of quickly really got gave that
a lot of product knowledge when it comes to thrifting. It's not easy as just going out and like scanning things, because a lot of the times there's no scanning to do. So you're going out thrifting and you really got to know like, oh, that jacket is probably worth like $100. But most of the time, like the stuff that my brother sells, he shows me, he's like, yeah, I just sold this for like $300. And it's like a random jacket that if you just looked at it, you'd be like, it goes for like $20-$30. You just have to know.
Does your brother sell on eBay at all?
So we had got him on eBay, and we were trying to get his store going, but he just wasn't getting that many sales. And he just got like tons and tons of messages of people like asking like really specific, annoying questions. But he didn't do very well with that. But with the Depop thing, because he's good at taking pictures and like having a good aesthetic, it was a lot easier. And he got like a lot higher margins on Depop too, because the way you position the product is like more important there. So when you post a shirt, writing a description that says like vintage 90s, blah, 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 ends up like selling a lot more than just like exactly what the shirt is,
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Makes so much sense.
Hey,
what the heck?
Oh,
is that Paul J. Lipsky?
What the heck's going on? I was just enjoying some popcorn watching you guys. And
dude, how did you get in our chat?
I paid some guy on Fiverr to hack me in.
Jeremy, did you give him the link?
He's a scammer.
Did you give him the link, Jeremy? Or did I post it in the group? Oh, so he's all right. So I'm just kidding around. I gave him the link. Damn it, you guys suck at acting. All right, I wanted to surprise Jeremy by bringing in the third amigo here. I tried getting success with Sully, but he actually didn't want to get on. So
so I was the second choice after that.
No. I wanted all four. I wanted four David viewers who I talked to in here. So I tried to get John and Joanne too, but they didn't respond back. I don't know why. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. So anyway, Jeremy. All right. So we got Paul in here to talk about accountability partners as well. And sorry, Jeremy, you didn't know that Paul was going to be in here, correct?
Dude, the more the better. It's all good.
Exactly. So anyway, Paul, could you talk a little bit about who kind of helped you? Yeah. And I know that you saw Jeremy and I in the David Vu forums and we all started talking. So just if you could give us a little breakdown of how important accountability partners have been to you. And I know that you were the hustle husband, so I'm sure that was probably your accountability partner.
Yeah. So when I started and when I first started, people were pretty active in the forum, in the Udemy forum back then. I think we all went recently and it was pretty dead in there. But at the time, people were pretty active, asking a lot of questions. And I know I started talking with Jonathan at one point because he actually came to New York and I got to meet up with him then. And then at some point, you messaged me, Tyler, because you were looking for help with becoming tax exempt. And for what I remember, you wrote me like this crazy long message that was just really long. And I don't remember what it said, but I remember you're like telling me all these different things you were trying. And then like you talked to me for like a week before you even like mentioned anything about how you were having trouble with Home Depot getting tax exempt.
Well, I was trying to give you some value, man, before I asked for value.
Yeah. So. No, absolutely. No, I get that now. But it was just, it was cool because, from that point forward, like I was talking with you guys for a while and I don't know, like there were some changes that happened on eBay and it's, nice to talk to people who are, in it and like really working with it and just as committed as I am not to give up and to find different ways to make stuff work. So, and it's funny because like we've kind of gone like, especially Tyler and I have gone like separate ways in a way in like our strategies, but we still like hold each other accountable, all three of us, which is pretty awesome.
100%. And it's cool too because we have a group chat, Paul, Jeremy, and I, and we talk a lot about eBay, we talk Amazon, and we talk YouTube, and just just general business stuff that we have going on now. So it's kind of cool that all three of us have YouTube channels and all of that. Paul, you definitely took the lead on that for sure. Like obviously you started way before us. You started that Hustle Husbands blog and all of that. So, I mean, yeah, you were really crushing it from the very beginning and documenting your journey and all of that, which is something that kind of inspired me to start a YouTube. Honestly, I don't know about Jeremy, but is that part of the reason too, Jeremy, you kind of got into it?
Yeah, for sure. I think Jonathan was the first person I seen doing like YouTube, but his were kind of more like screen share type videos. And I had seen people like in the Shopify niche and a couple other niches, online business niches that were doing videos. And I think Paul was kind of like one of the first people to really do like a full on eBay dropshipping channel. So yeah, definitely kind of inspired me to get started too.
Yeah, for sure. And what's funny, a lot of people don't realize this about YouTube, but having a YouTube channel keeps you accountable in itself. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you guys are all shaking your head. You know what I'm talking about? Like you have to be able to, if you want to talk on YouTube and you want to be viewed as an expert, you have to be successful with this and keep trying different things and letting people know how it goes and all of that and kind of be a leader in the community. So yeah, what are your, we'll start with Paul since you were just talking, Jeremy, but Paul, what are your thoughts on the accountability of YouTube?
No, I absolutely agree. It's exactly what you said. Like you gotta do it every day, like because everyone's looking for you, looking to see what you're doing, what we're doing, and so we have to try new stuff. We have to be the ones who are willing to take risks because we have to tell other people what works and what doesn't work. So, it's great because that little bit of extra money that I get from YouTube ads is like, okay, like, well, I can risk trying something different with my store. If it doesn't go well for a couple of days, that's kind of okay because, I'll make it up with the YouTube money and then I can talk about it on YouTube and tell people, don't do that because it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, it makes a lot of sense for sure. And like you guys are seeing that I'm testing like the manual store right now and reporting on that and all of that. But oh wait, Jeremy, so let's get your thoughts on YouTube, because you're right now you're in this like kind of weird space where you make videos, but it's not like every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what are your thoughts on YouTube and how it's kind of helped you, or I don't know what direction you want to go with it, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So, kind of just mentioning like kind of Paul's channel, I noticed that he's on you making a YouTube video like almost every day, right? So I feel like the more that you're on YouTube, like kind of the more accountable you'll be, because you got to make a video the next day, or like when you're doing a live chat, you got to make sure that you're prepared to answer any type of questions or anything like that. And that goes even deeper when you have like a course where you're teaching people, where you have to be extremely accountable because they're kind of relying on you to help them solve any new problems that pop up. But I think YouTube, the more that you do it, the more accountable you become. And it's kind of like this snowball effect where if your YouTube grows, then your store is also going to grow. And then another thing that that is cool, that is your followers were actually like, if you say you don't know how something works, or you say, I can't figure out this problem yet, your followers will reach out to you and like tell you the answers to everything, which is crazy. So the bigger the following you have, I'm sure you get more and more answers. I mean, even me, I only have like 250 subscribers, but I mean, you'd be surprised how many messages I get on Facebook or on Instagram of people just going like, hey, I watched your video, and like, on this part you said this, and like, I think you should do this. And it's like people are willing to help you out because you're giving that value. And it kind of, everything that we talk about just kind of ties into giving value to people. And then the more you give, the more you get, basically.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm going to go through here real quick and see if we have some questions in the chat. It doesn't look like anyone has had any questions, which is kind of crazy. And there's 72 people here. It's just like, oh, and you guys know the craziest part? With 72 people, there's only 14 likes. What do you think about that?
One of them's mine.
Oh my God. And one of them is
mine.
Dude, there's only 12 people that
smash that like button.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And also go subscribe to Jeremy's channel. And I don't need to say that about Paul's because everyone here is already subscribed to Paul's. He has the whole YouTube. He has the whole YouTube dropshipping community already subscribed to him. So, and actually what's funny is I tell people this all the time. The more Paul's channel grows, probably the more my channel grows. So keep bringing them in, Paul. It's kind of crazy how Paul really is. Magnet. Yeah, there's a couple channels that are like the gateway to eBay dropshipping, and like obviously Rake and Profit's one of them now. He has the biggest channel probably that's talking about it, but yeah, but then like they find Paul, and then they trickle in, and they find me, and then they find smaller channels, and then eventually those channels grow, and it's like this whole ecosystem of YouTube dropshipping. It's kind of crazy. All right, so Success with Sully says, what do you guys think the future holds for each of you in terms of entrepreneurship and business? That is a good question. Jeremy, where do you see yourself in a year from now with everything?
I definitely, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, I mostly do content about Amazon dropshipping. So I've been focusing more on growing my Amazon store out, and I definitely want to focus more on YouTube. As you said, I kind of like periodically will make videos. But it's usually because I kind of like travel, and then I'll forget about it. But I do want to be more consistent with YouTube, and I want to focus more on growing out my Amazon channel. And I also kind of want to work on some other things too, like not in the drop shipping niche, like whether that be FBA or just a completely other business. I do want to kind of branch out, because as great as Amazon and eBay drop shipping are, I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to learn as online marketers that isn't offered in drop shipping or YouTube. I think we really should be like kind of branching out to other things, like learning different ways of marketing. And so, yeah, I don't know, kind of just growing what I have currently going on and keep my life funded that way, and then branch out to some other businesses.
Yeah, no, that's definitely sounds reasonable. Sounds like a good plan for a year from now. Paul, what's in the workings for you?
Well, I've just been really excited about Amazon lately. It's been growing really well, really fast. So I don't know how far out you want me to go. Like, but for the next year, like I really want to focus a lot on Amazon and growing that store. Because I just see there's so much potential there. Like what you're doing, Tyler, you're crushing it on there. Um, and so like I'm going to focus a lot on 2019 there. And eBay is just always going to be there. Like I get asked this question sometimes, like, would you ever get rid of your eBay store so you can focus on, YouTube or Amazon or helping like teaching people? And there's just no reason for me ever to get rid of it because it's just kind of runs there in the background with all the virtual assistants. And it's like, why not have it if it's working so well? So I feel like that's always going to be a part of it. That's always going to be there. But YouTube, I feel like every like 6 months or so, I do some sort of push with YouTube and like change something that like pushes things forward. So I feel like I'm due for one soon, like doing something. I don't know what that is yet, but yeah, I try to grow my YouTube channel a lot next year.
Yeah,
Sure.
YouTube is fun. And what's funny to me is I get these comments. Oh, by the way, before I keep going here. Dropshipping is a way of life.
Oh shit.
Gave me a $20 super chat. Paul, yes, your camera is off. I was going to tell you that too. There you go. He's back. I felt like a podcast for a second, so I didn't want to say anything. But anyway, your mic still sounded good. Dropshipping is a way of life. Go check out his channel because he left me a $20 super chat, so he deserves it. And I don't know why. I was clicked on you there, Paul, too. Sorry about that while I was speaking. And there's Dropshipping as a way of life right there from last week, a $20 super chat. So he is supporting the channel, doing his part to make sure I'm able to have internet and do these lives every night. So thank you. Thank you. All right. So anyway, as far as me, I guess with my business ventures and all that, one thing I was saying was I had a comment the other day on one of my YouTube videos. I was marketing Matt's course because obviously, like I'm going to do that for him because that's the only reason that I'm doing as well as I am at dropshipping as quickly as I did. But I had this comment on there that was like, these YouTubers make more money off of Google ads and selling courses or something than they do dropshipping. First of all, I don't, and I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but even if I did, or even if anyone else did, people that are giving value to people and giving away free information and all that, and then people choose to buy their course to support them or want to learn at a quicker rate than somebody else. Like, why is it such a big deal to want to grow a YouTube channel and, make money that way if you're helping people? And this might be a sensitive subject to some YouTubers, but for me, I mean, I can say that as long as, and Paul, and I've talked to you before about this, and you're with me on this. I don't promote any software or any other thing that I don't actually use. So I only help people with the things that I'm doing and the things that I tell people exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. And if they went through every single one of my videos, they probably wouldn't have to buy my course, but I have 110 videos at this point, and that's a lot of time when you could have a course and go through everything. What are your thoughts on, promoting stuff, Paul? And I guess how do you feel about, like, you're in that same boat as me, I guess, with everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I don't use it and I don't love it, I don't promote it. Well, I always, sometimes you don't have an alternative. And so I'll tell people I use this, but it's the only thing available and I'm not crazy about it. But I don't promote anything unless I personally use it. So there's no point in doing that because as soon as you do that, then somebody's going to try it. They realize it stinks, and then they're never going to trust you again. So there's no incentive for us to lie because they just come back to bite us later.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Jeremy, do you promote anything on your channel, or are you just strictly giving away information at this point?
Yeah, I promote one software. I don't go out of my way to make specific videos on promoting it or anything. I just kind of put it up there because I use it. I think a lot of people's mindset is kind of stuck in the past. Like YouTube, maybe 3 years ago, online marketers were just kind of suggesting anything and everything, whatever had high affiliate commissions. But since then, I think those people have kind of been weeded out. like Paul said, there's not really like an incentive for us to do that, because if I suggest something that sucks and then people use it and it sucks, then they don't sign up for it. And then they're not going to sign up for anything else that I suggest, because I already recommended them some crappy software. Whereas like if I'm constantly suggesting things or providing value in like a course or even free content, you build the trust, and then you can affiliate things that you actually use. So I don't intend on like just affiliate something that's a higher commission than something else if I don't use it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I know, Paul, you've read Crushing It before by Gary Vee, but I mean, I'm all about it, where literally Gary Vee is just, like I said before, give as much value as you can, put it all out there for people to have, and eventually people will like thank you by either buying your products or using your affiliate links or, whatever. Because when we give away information to people, I mean, I do it in a way where I don't expect anybody to use my links, but I put them out there in case somebody wants to try it out, through the link and whatever, that's how I feel about it. So, and Paul, like I said, I'm sure you're in the same boat with that too.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started, whenever I would mention like, oh, I have an affiliate link, I felt kind of weird about it. But then I remember like these people who I would look for reviews of something and be like, I don't know which one to get, like a camera, for instance. I watch a YouTube video and somebody breaks it down. I'm like, okay, now I know. And this person just helped me so much. So why wouldn't I use their link? It doesn't cost me anything extra to buy it through their Amazon link. And I thank them for showing me the camera and showing me which one to use. So it's perfect. And there are times that I don't know if either of you guys do this, but there are times I'll recommend products that one product over another, when the one I'm recommending, the affiliate commission is less, or it doesn't even exist, just because it's the one that I use and the one that I think's better.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a way to do it. I mean, honestly, people that are out there that want to start a YouTube channel, like, just be as real and honest as you can, and people will watch your videos and you'll grow. And, you won't even have to worry about trying to sell people anything. Like, things just happen for you. But it was definitely nice when I started my YouTube channel. I was saying all this because I wanted to talk about my 2019, but I wanted to preface it with that. I am going to this marketing conference in January with Matt, which is going to be pretty cool. I mean, there's going to be a lot of influencers there. So I kind of want to take my YouTube to the next level and figure out a way where I can reach more people, kind of like you were saying, Paul, where I can reach more people and I can, help people on a bigger scale. Now that, there's the course out on Amazon from Matt, I'm going to be talking more about Amazon in 2019. I've made money in 2018 to the point where now I'm able to grow my Amazon business even farther, which is kind of one of my goals for 2019. But I mean, I love YouTube. Like I was telling you the other day, Paul, that I was telling both of you guys, I want to freaking start a YouTube channel about my backyard, like, and growing my lawn, because I just love YouTube that much. So that's one of the big things that I'm going to be doing in 2019 is just, continuing to provide value to you guys. And also, I don't know if I'm actually going to start that lawn channel. I don't know. Eventually, I saw it, like when I was envisioning this, I saw myself like on a Scott's Turf Builder commercial, like, lawn care Tyler here. But yeah, anyway.
Lawn care Tyler.
All right. Anyway, let's see who else we got in the chat here. Do you guys see any questions that oh, wait, Luxury Card Store, who is one of my favorite subscribers. I don't pick favorites, but she is one of my favorites. They gave me a $5 super chat. She says, "No marketing here. I just wanted to see my name on a Post-it note." Love it. You'll get your name on that Post-it note, Luxury Card Store. I'll make sure of it. And then we got Rakin Profit here too. And he said, "Wish I could have made it on the video. Much love, homies. Get it." I was going to invite Rakin Profit too and surprise you guys. I didn't tell you that, Paul or Jeremy, but I was going to have Rakin come on at 8:40 after Paul came on at 8:20. And it was just going to be, like
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So then it just gets confusing, I feel like, eventually. But Yeah. Anyway, do you guys see anything in the chat here, Paul? You're better at these lives than me. I get ADD and I just start talking about everything.
Sully asked me if I said the S word, which I think I did, which is probably the closest I've ever cursed in it on a YouTube channel. So
It's okay. At least it was on mine and not yours.
Yeah,
So
it's on Tyler's channel. It's okay.
that was when the video blacked out. So
your other 18,000 subs, or actually 21,000 subs at this point, won't see this. So you're good.
Try to keep it family safe.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Lagoat James is in here typing random letters. That's interesting. Ha ha ha. Lawn care Tyler. Boom. Nice. And guys, that's if y'all don't know who Rakin Profit is, that's Steve Rakin from rakinprofits.com. Go check out his website. But anyway, sorry, I had to get that in here. Really though, there's really not that many questions, to be honest. Like I feel like it's just 74 people watching, and then 10% of people that hit the like or dislike hit dislike. That's a huge percentage. So I feel like we need to encourage some people here to smash the like button. Oh my God, we have another person in here. Who is this guy? Y'all have never even talked
What?
before.
What's up, everyone?
Oh my goodness.
My business partner and good friend, Anthony. Y'all seen him on my channel before. He's one of the people that I got into drop shipping. Knew him from online poker back in the day. But what's going on, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, Tyler? Hey, everybody else. I know I've worked with Jeremy a little bit in the past. I've never really met Paul before, but I've definitely seen some of his videos. So it's good to join everyone.
Paul,
what's up, man?
You're famous, Paul.
Everyone knows Paul.
Tyler, you should just drop the link in the chat and see how many people will join.
What? Oh, to what?
This, the link to this.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. All right. I'm going to get wild, guys.
I was kidding about that, but
I think it's a 10 maximum for Hangouts.
Should I do it? I have it in the chat link right now. Oh my God. All right. No, let's not do that right now. But I want to ask Anthony. Anthony, who's your accountability partner in dropshipping?
I think Tyler's probably my main accountability partner at this point. I mean, Tyler, and the fact that I have a family, that kind of makes it where you have no room for error. So both of you guys, you and the family for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Paul and his videos, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, Anthony started dropshipping like 7 or 8 months ago?
I think like February, but full time maybe March or April.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, you probably wouldn't have even started if it wasn't for seeing, my results and people like Paul's results. And
I mean, 100%. I was super skeptical about the whole idea. I mean, at the time I started, I was already doing really well playing poker, and the reason for starting was more about just seeing Tyler's success. And I was just interested because I knew Tyler for a long time, and I talked to you maybe on a monthly basis. But at first I was like, this might be BS. Anytime you hear something that sounds almost too good to be true, I'm personally someone who's quite skeptical, but I actually got to see the inner workings and see the stats, and I realized it was true. and that's kind of what got me started. So.
It's funny because a lot of people think there was some Illuminati stuff going on where we were all in cahoots, trying to tell people that eBay dropshipping was real. And we were all just working together and everyone came out with YouTube videos at once showing their sales. And it's kind of funny how that works.
I definitely argued with you for the first couple of weeks, just trying to test you to find out whether everything you're saying was actually true or not. But I mean, I kind of showed me the light.
That was before I had a YouTube channel, so there was.
I was a lot. I was when you
doubt me. Now people doubt me harder than ever before, just because they think it's not possible for me to run this YouTube channel and run an eBay and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. Let me see if I was trying to get one more person in here and see how hectic we could get it. Hey, do any of y'all, Paul? And Jeremy, I mean, do y'all have anything we can talk about? I want to keep this going for a full 15 minutes. And,
I had a question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are your thoughts? So I know, Paul, you've done a little bit of collaboration with people that are like outside of the initial circle of dropshippers, like you for YouTube collaborations. What are you guys' thoughts on collaborating with people that are a little bit further out of the circle?
Paul, go. You mean so you're talking about you're basically saying like people that are outside of our circle here?
Right. Yeah. So I know, Paul, you did some with High School Hustler, right? So I know he's not in our initial like circle of kind of people who knew each other from the start. So what are you guys' thoughts as far as like maybe collaborating with somebody that does Shopify drop shipping or that does something that's further out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul's the master at that.
So I've so I kind of made a rule about it, sort of like I'll get on other people's like pretty much most people's channels who ask me to. I'll go on it as long as they're like have a decent channel, they're not like doing something weird on their channel. But it's overall I found it to be like a really good experience. Like it gets more subscribers to my channel, it gets more people just searching then for drop shipping, so people are more familiar with it. But the thing I don't want to do is like sometimes they'll ask you to like exchange. So like I go on their channel and then they come on my channel, which would be cool. But my viewers they're only interested in eBay and Amazon drop shipping. That's why they watch me. So like if I go on some Shopify person's channel and then they want to come on mine, it doesn't make sense for either of us to do that, because their Shopify channel, their viewers aren't interested in eBay or Amazon drop shipping in particular, and my viewers aren't in particular interested in Shopify. You know what I mean? So like there are some channels that it works with, like Steve over at Rake and Profit. Like he talks a lot about different ways to make money online. Like he's shows people several different ways, and you know it's pretty specific to eBay and Amazon. So like this fit in really well what we're doing, and same thing with the High School Hustler. But there's other people, like when I first started the channel, I reached out to them, and they're the ones who kind of taught me about this, because they're like, dude, why would you come on my channel? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like no offense, like you seem like a great guy, but like it just doesn't make sense for you to be on my channel. I was like, oh yeah, that's like a good point. Like it doesn't add value to them. It's kind of exactly what Tyler was saying before. If your video on their channel is not going to add value to them, why would they have you on? It just doesn't make sense. So that's just kind of been my experience.
Yeah, and I, it's funny because Rakin actually, he initially reached out to me after seeing my videos with Mark. He reached out to me a few months later, or actually a long time after that. But that was interesting to me. But I've tried to reach out, and Anthony is actually my acting agent. So like he's acting as my agent right now, trying to act like, oh, I'm the agent of Dropship Tyler. He would like to get on your channel and you guys collaborate, blah, blah, blah. And like, we have a template that I think he's only sent it out to a couple people. One of them was High School Hustler. Never heard back from the guy. But yeah, wait, Anthony, let me unmute Anthony here and see if I had him muted for a second. Because he had too much noise in the background. And now it's not letting me back on him. This is interesting. Oh, there you go.
What about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I think I had it myself too. Yeah,
all right,
sorry,
so Anthony, what's
my parents' house? I'm in my parents' house. It's Christmas, so there's a little bit of hectic stuff going around. But yeah, I mean, Tyler messaged me. He said, why don't you be my agent? Or maybe it was me. I can't remember who had the idea. But
no, it was you, because you had that emoji that was like something. I forgot what the emoji was. But
it was like Kermit the Frog.
It was Kermit the Frog looking like an agent. But anyway, so how's that working out for us?
We haven't gotten anyone to respond yet.
You would think it would work since I have an agent. You know what I mean? Like you would think people would want to work with somebody who has a legit agent, but I guess
I think it's a case of just not trying it enough. I think we've only sent it to like 2 or 3 people. So,
but Paul's right. I mean, it makes sense that if it's a channel where we can't add any value to it, but I feel like the channels that we've sent stuff to, it makes sense to work with them because they do talk about eBay dropshipping. But I don't know. I get people on my channel who have like courses and stuff. I talked to one guy, Andre Kreiksberg. You guys know who that is. And I was like, hey, man, do you want to collaborate? And he first said to me, well, you associate yourself with people who I don't want to be associated with. And also, and I guess, you know, he was talking about someone who cusses a lot on their channel, and I had gotten on their channel before, obviously. So he didn't want to work with me there. And he also said, you have a course, right? And I was like, yeah, I do. But I mean, you know, my course is only $97, right? Yours is $1,000. And he was like, well, no, we compete. So I don't want to get on your channel. I don't want to collab with you, whatever. What are your thoughts on that, Paul, with collabing with people who have a course, since you have one and I have one?
Really put me on the spot here.
I mean, I'm just asking because, you know, I'll drop a link to Paul's course right now. You know, here you go. Dropshipping Titan. It's Dropshipping Titans, right?
Yeah. It depends. So like with you and I, like we've talked about this, because your course is very different than mine. Number one. So like from a purely business sense, it doesn't matter so much. Number two, just in general, like the more we talk about dropshipping together, more it strengthens our community. So ultimately it's probably a good thing to do like collabs. And number three, like we were both friends before either of us made a course, right? So I've had people reach out to me who do have courses and like, hey, can I get on your YouTube channel? And and I don't even know the people or ever spoken to them. And that's just kind of, I don't know, a little ridiculous, I think. But that's
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I get it. I just feel like if people want to buy my course, they'll buy it. If they want to buy your course, they'll buy it. Like everyone knows who you are. You know what I mean? Like at this point, I'm talking to people who know that you have a course, right? Like it's no secret. I would say every single person who does eBay dropshipping knows what Dropship Titans is. I mean, that's just my opinion. But that's why I don't mind collabing with you, right? But yeah, it's weird. I've had one person come on my channel who has a course, and they told me that they were gonna collab with me, where if they came on my channel, I would come on their channel, and then they never invited me on their channel like months later. So you have to be kind of wary when it comes to that, because you don't know who's just kind of using you and who, you know, whatever. But that's a whole nother. I don't want to bring you guys into any YouTube drama, so let's avoid that. But I've never talked about that anyway. All right, so we had a question here, and this is something interesting. I'll start with Jeremy. Jeremy, how do you feel about teaching international dropshippers?
Yeah, so that one's a little difficult, because my initial thing is I don't really like to deal with it because I don't know much about it, and I haven't spent the time to really learn much about it, especially because I don't have a course. I have my YouTube channel, but I can be selective with the type of videos that I put up. However, I do have a friend who I mentioned earlier that he's from Canada, so it's not too difficult. He's not in a country where you like can't get PayPal easily or something like that. But he's from Canada, so he did have a little bit more of a hurdle to drop ship on the eBay.com. But I helped him out through the whole process, and we were able to like find some easy solutions for international drop shippers. But I don't have too much experience helping international drop shippers, to be honest.
Yeah, Anthony, I don't know if you're still on mute or not. Okay, so yeah, we have some international students in our mentorship group. Do you find it more challenging to help them than the U.S.?
Well, my opinion on international dropshippers is I actually live outside the U.S., so even though I'm American, I have I have a soft spot in my heart for them. I understand that it's difficult in some environments to make, you know, the kind of wages that lead to a comfortable life. So I am actively trying to learn as much as I can about what it is like to be an international dropshipper. But I always try to tell people that I'm talking to that there's almost like a disclaimer that I'm just not an expert at it. So unfortunately, like I can't promise them that I'm going to know some of like the intricacies and the struggles they have to go through. And for that reason, like I can never really claim to be an expert, but it is something that I am passionate about. I'm trying to learn more about. But like I think it's similar to what Jeremy says. You kind of tend to want to say that you don't want to deal with it, because of the fact that you can't really be super confident about what you're saying. But
yeah,
I mean, it is something that I'm definitely passionate about, and I want to learn more about. I want to learn it from their point of view better, because there's just definitely a lot of things that we don't see, like that we never really have to come across, and they're coming across, and we just don't really know the exact solution to it. So,
yeah, Paul, what about you, man? I guess since you have over 1,000 so in your course, so I'm sure you have plenty of international, I'm assuming.
It's not plenty, but there's a lot. It's definitely hard. Like everything what you guys all said, it's I wish the hardest part is just being able to recreate their problems, which I can't do. So there's like a group within my group of international students, and they're like kind of helping each other, which is great. But I just wish I knew more and could replicate more. I don't know. I've considered like starting a store. I don't even know how to do it. I guess like use a VPN and say I live in another country. I don't know how it would work. I feel like that would just make it even more harder. But yeah,
that would be pretty extreme. It's hard. Yeah. As Anthony said, like he has a soft spot in his heart for, international dropshippers, because a lot of them are, just trying to make a couple $100 a month and they're happy. But for me, the biggest thing I hear with them a lot is they have the most trouble with PayPal, and PayPal kind of like instantly views them as high risk, and they get their accounts shut down for like no reason and all that. And for me, I mean, that's just something I'm not used to dealing with. Like, I can't really give great advice to somebody who has their PayPal shut down, because I've never had to deal with it. So who am I to sit here and, try to talk to people about like, oh yeah, send invoices, it's easy, like for a US person, if they get limited or anything like that. And it's not difficult, but in terms of the international dropshippers, plus paying the extra fees, not being able to buy discounted gift cards like we do on these websites, like Card Bazaar, for example. How you have to have like a bank account attached if you don't use Bitcoin, and then international dropshippers can't use those. There's just a lot of disadvantages to international dropshippers that we don't have to deal with. So yeah, it definitely sucks for them, because they have to work twice as hard to get the same results that we do.
One of the things that I want to just add, though, is that even though that they have a lot more hurdles to go over, a lot of times in their country, just getting to like, a smaller amount of profit than we need to is like a double or triple the amount of like what their normal wage would be in that country. So I don't want them to be completely discouraged, because, the upside can't possibly be really huge. It's just that I've always tried to be someone who tries to speak about something I feel like I'm like knowledgeable or expert about. And I don't want to like oversell or sell myself as someone like as a fraud about international, because there's just a lot of things I don't know. But
yeah, and that's one of the things I say when I'm talking on my YouTube channel about like our mentorship. And I mean, Anthony, you can attest to this when we were doing our live. I was saying that if you want to be in our mentorship group and you're tax exempt and you've got the 5% Amazon cashback card, from there, I mean, it's pretty easy to at least make $1,000 a month, I'd say. So, but I know that's not something that international students can do very easily. So that's probably why I haven't dealt with that many international students, to be honest. Probably because I don't try to. I guess I try to. There's other channels out there that definitely are more about international dropshipping. So if you're doing international dropshipping, I'm not saying. I give away like information that can help you make sales on eBay. So I'm not saying don't watch my channel. I'm not trying to lose you as a subscriber, but I'm saying definitely search for other people out there that are doing international dropshipping, and ask them the questions too.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that he brings up, because like you said, you really like once you get past those initial hurdles, even though they're more than a US dropshipper, once you're able to make that like $1,000 a month, it goes so much further. I mean, I could attest. I live in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I typically spend maybe $1,200 a month, and that's like living in a luxury apartment with a motorcycle, and I kind of eat Western food and do what I want whenever I want. So, I mean, the locals there, them making $500 a month is almost double what you would make working at like a Starbucks or at like a 7-Eleven full time. So, I mean, $500 there, once you get over those hurdles, like goes so much further.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Julie Green, this is an interesting one for Paul because you have the biggest following out of all of us. Julie Green said, "How important is having a social media to be successful? I don't do any social media because I don't want stalkers from work. LOL. But I notice a lot of the groups for communication. I mean, I guess just talk about your success with social media and what you've had, your experiences with people, I guess, being weird to you."
Well, YouTube's the biggest one. YouTube, I guess, technically is social media, right? So that's been the biggest one. And the great thing about it is I can put myself out there. People can participate in the chat if they want. But otherwise, if they don't want to be seen, they can kind of just hide, watch the videos, participate as much as they want. Facebook, I have the private mastermind just for people for the course. And that I think is really important, because that's what we were talking about before, just accountability. Is that what the question is, or is it something more like?
I started reading it because I was thinking about them. They wanted to get into YouTube, but have you had any weird situations with anybody ever trying to like get in touch with you or anything like that?
Yeah, like if anyone's watching this, and don't try to call me on Facebook on my phone. I get like maybe once a week someone tries to call me, and it goes right to my phone, and I don't even know who the people are. So that's like the weirdest one I get.
You know what's funny is, and I guess I don't know if you're gonna get mad at me for saying it. Well, you're not in it anymore, but there was a group you joined, and then you were like, "Oh shit, my number's." It's a WhatsApp group, and you were just like, "Oh wait, I have to immediately leave this WhatsApp group because now everyone's got my number."
Yeah,
that was like the funniest thing ever. How long did it take you to realize that now everyone could just call you?
it was one of those stupid things where it was like I knew how WhatsApp worked, and like it was in the back of my head, but I did it anyway. And then like 2 minutes later, I was like, "This is a stupid idea," and I just left right away because I didn't want people to have my cell number.
Yeah, someone was like, "Oh, the great legend Paul J. Lipsky is here. We are all saved," because it was that it was when that lawsuit was going on, and then like immediately you were just like, "All right, I'm out." Because you weren't even involved. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But luckily, I mean, no one's tried calling you, I'm assuming, from there.
No.
Yeah, no one's tried calling me either. And like I've got a bunch of people in my mentorship group, and like I'm on the Sale Freaks WhatsApp and all that. So I guess I'm lucky in that regard. But
I've never got anyone call me, but I definitely have had people leave me like the Facebook voice messages. So instead of typing something out, that's kind of considerate though, because I don't have to sit there and read a paragraph. They just do a little 1-minute voice message, and it's kind of weird hearing other people's voices. But I mean, I guess it's better than them calling me, right?
Actually, speaking of Gary Vee earlier, his big thing in 2019 is he's no longer texting. He's going to be doing voice texting from now on. So
that's how you do it.
I might get on that train as well. I actually already do that. Jeremy, you do it sometimes with me, but Anthony, I definitely do it in the groups and WhatsApp and all of that. I'm big on that because you can get a lot said, in a little bit of time. You're not wasting time.
I do that with DMs. I answer a lot of DMs with video.
Yeah, I noticed that you've done that before with some of my stuff.
But the other thing is that we're all guys, and I feel like the experience for women on social media is much different.
Yeah.
Like I think Becky from Broke to Boss Girl had a much different experience on YouTube than any of us had. But I know I had nothing like what the experience she had.
Yeah, she was getting guys like commenting on her looks and stuff like that in videos and just acting super weird to her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why she no longer, or maybe isn't as excited about YouTube, because she probably had to deal with that stuff all the time. Very interesting. I was looking here. Sorry, I was looking at the chat to see if there was anything else we wanted to cover before we ended this, but I guess we'll end it here. So, guys, Jeremy, Paul, Anthony, I appreciate you guys all getting on here. Just a little recap of this video. This video was we talked about a lot of different stuff, but the title of the video is The Importance of Accountability Partners in Dropshipping on eBay and Amazon. And all of these guys that I had on my channel right now, obviously I have a couple more, but these three guys definitely probably, one of the biggest reasons that I am where I am in both eBay and Amazon and YouTube and everything in life. So I appreciate all of you guys coming on my channel. You guys, if each, how about this? Everybody send a little shout off here. So Jeremy, you can do your little outro here too. Putting you on the spot, man.
I know, I'm like, yeah, man. Like I said, I just want to recap the video too. Like, part of the video is just really finding that accountability partner in the beginning really helps out. And like, find somebody that you can really relate with and that's doing like the exact same thing as you and that's on the same level as you and is willing to, share things with you. You don't want to be doing this with someone who wants to take from you, and just make sure you're always giving value. And yeah, go subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, go subscribe to Jeremy's channel. Nice plug in there. There is a link in the description to Jeremy's channel, and I'll put a link to Paul's channel and a link to Anthony's podcast when he does that. And I don't know if he's actually going to do that. But anyway, Paul, so here, let's go with your little outro now.
Well, thanks, Tyler, for having me on. This was cool. First time I'm meeting Anthony. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've really talked to Jeremy. Like, we've chatted a lot, but I don't think we've ever actually talked, which is pretty funny. That's pretty exciting. Actually, I wore my I'm home for the holidays, so I found a shirt from Thailand. I wore it just for you, Jeremy.
Nice. That's awesome. So yeah, thanks, Paul, for being on here. He's got a website. He's got a free course, dropshippingtitans.com. And obviously, his channel is Paul J. Lipsky for those of you guys that are living under a rock. So yeah, go check out his channel. And Julie Green with the last minute $9.99 super chat. Appreciate that, Julie. Your name will be on a Post-it note next time. So Anthony, what do you have to say, man?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for having me on, Tyler. It's nice to be. I know I've talked to Jeremy a little bit in the past. We worked a little bit together on your course, just a bit. And Paul, it's nice to meet you. I got to see the bear up front in person, so that definitely drove us crazy a little bit last week or a couple weeks ago. Tyler, I saw Tyler actually rip out the voice box.
I did. I cut the voice box because my dog kept grabbing the hand while we were there, and it was kept playing. So yeah, Anthony witnessed that.
So yeah, but thanks for having me on the channel, Tyler. I know I only got in here for the last 15 minutes or so, but I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks again, guys. Check out the links in the description. I've got a course in there. I have Jeremy's channel in there. I have my 2018 Amazon dropshipping income report. I did almost $2 million in sales this year on Amazon, and Paul's probably going to do double that next year. So look out for his Amazon income reports. Jeremy's going to do double what Paul does. Anthony's going to get started. So Anthony hasn't started yet, but he's going to get started. So yeah, check out that. The course is in there. I've got a course for virtual assistants, all that good stuff, a free dropshipping ebook. Everyone have a great rest of the Wednesday night, and thanks for joining us. And don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. I would really appreciate that. And what's funny, guys, is when I said hit the like button before, 3 people instantly hit the dislike button. So don't be a smart aleck. Hit the like button. Have a good night.